What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the video today. Today, what we're going to be doing is installing a Power Frunk and Trunk on my Tesla Model 3. So I know I haven't kept most of you guys up to date when it comes to the stuff that I've been doing with my cars recently. But basically, I used to have a 2022 brand new Tesla Model 3 Performance. I ended up selling that and getting a WRX STI and a older Model 3, and both of those basically equaled the price of that new Model 3 Performance that I had. So right now, just to keep you guys updated, I have this Model 3, which is an older one, and I have my STI. Now, one of the things that I missed from my newer Model 3 was definitely that power trunk. So today we're going to be installing a power trunk, and not only that, we're going to be doing a power frunk as well. Now, I also want to say a huge thank you to Tlyard. They actually sent this out to me, so if you guys want to pick it up, if you have a Model 3, maybe a power frunk or a power trunk, I will leave it linked down below. Now, also, most of the Power Frunk and Trunk installs for the Model 3, Model Y are pretty similar, so even if you picked up a different brand, or maybe you have a Model Y or a newer Model 3, everything should be pretty similar. So hopefully this tutorial will help you out if you're doing this on a newer Model 3 or a Model Y. All right, guys, so first what we're gonna go ahead and do, take this baby off, super easy, just pull it off. There we go. And then what I'm also gonna go ahead and do is take this off over here. This should just pop up. Really simple. I've already taken all of this stuff apart before, so I know mostly what I'm doing because I wrapped this, so I already took everything apart. But this just pulls off. You're going to want to pull this off as well. And then we're going to have some 10 millimeters to take off here. Now they all should be the same size, so you don't have to keep each one in a spot or something. All right, so then she should just come out. There are some clips around the fender here, so do watch out for those. The vent over here, this part should pull out as well. So I'm gonna unclip that. Okay, then this comes off. And then this baby should just come right out. Then she should come right out. All right, and there we go. The frunk is out. It's super, super simple, honestly, guys. Super simple. Guys, so next up, I'm gonna go ahead and take the struts off, put our new bracket on. So there's a new bracket for up here, a new strut, and that's pretty much it for the struts, and then we'll wire it along this side. But all you have to do, take a screwdriver. There's a slot for the screwdriver to go into, and then you pull back on this little plastic piece. You'll see it kind of come out, and then the strut should just come right off. Now, it is gonna basically close. I would recommend doing one at a time. All right, guys, so the new bracket is gonna have an R on it for this side, and the place where it attaches is gonna go towards the fender. And it's just gonna go right on. Put the same original nut on. The struts are basically the same as far as I'm aware. It really does not matter which one you connect it into or which one you put on each side. The wire is gonna face towards the bottom. In, lower it down a little bit. The hood. There we go. All right, there we go. First one in. All right, guys, so this is definitely more of the tricky part. Here's the latch that we're looking at. We've got some stuff that we got to do here, so I'm going to try to guide you guys through this, because honestly, this is probably the only part where I'm like, this looks a little interesting. So essentially, what we have to do is take off this spring, take off this bolt here, and this is going to go I don't know. I'll figure more of it out and keep you guys updated. Then we're gonna take this 10 out. Okay, so that bracket basically goes just like this. Then what we're gonna do is grab this baby here, the new like motorized system that it comes with. And for right now, we're just gonna lay it down in here so we can figure this out. In here, just like something like this. And then that's gonna get tightened onto here. So something like this, guys. And then that is gonna go on this, just like that. What you guys are gonna wanna do is get the spring, the new spring that they include, and it's gonna go from right here to right here. And yeah, one of my original questions, I was like, well, how is this metal thing gonna stay? Because it's not really on there tight, but the spring is what holds it down, basically. So now what you're gonna wanna do is tighten both of these up here with wrenches. All right, guys, so next up, I've got this cable mess here. Basically, we have a few OEM cables that we have to plug into. So one of the first ones is actually gonna be this one right here. Then I'll plug one side of that in. And then the other side goes back in. And then we have another one to do. And the other one that you have to do is over here. It's this one right on top of this mechanism here. So you're gonna take that out, and then you're gonna connect these. So hard to get you guys a look in here with all this going on. But basically, these are gonna connect. So you're gonna put the OEM one into the new one. And then the one that they gave you is gonna go back in. Basically, all you're doing here is just giving the system some of the car's information. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is the power side of things. So this right here, we've got a fuse, and this is gonna go to the positive terminal on the battery. And then this one right here connects to this one here. And then we've also got a side for a ground. And the ground is going to go to one of the grounds over here on the right side. All right, guys, so we've got the ground connected right there. Now what I'm gonna be doing is I'm just gonna connect everything and test just to make sure everything works before I, do all the cable management, tidy everything up. So right now I'm just connecting, like for example, I connected with this other cable right here. I connected the left strut, and then I'm gonna connect the right strut. Then this plugs right into here. This one is the one that connects to all the latches. And then this right here, this little guy, goes into this one. All right, so this big boy is going to go into the main connector here. Let's see, which way does she go? Okay, so that should be just about everything connected. The last thing to connect would be the positive. Get some power here. So I'm gonna connect this to this. And then this has to go to the positive on the battery. So just take this off a little bit. All right, guys, so she is all set. One of the issues that I did notice is you have to force close it like the first time because it wasn't latching right away, but the first time, so gonna hit that button there. And boom, she works. So, and you can also obviously open it in the app as well. So now she's all set up, really easy. The trunk's gonna be a little bit harder for sure because, you know, I gotta take the bumper off and there's a little bit more to that with wiring and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just cable manage all these wires and stuff, and I'll be back with you guys when she's all done. Another thing that you guys are gonna wanna do is fish that emergency release to here and like zip tie it onto one of these cables. So just in case you ever had to emergency release it or anything, you'd be able to. All right, ladies and gentlemen, she's all set, all put back together so you can open it from the app. Bada bing. And then you can also, the little button in here, click that as well. And also, just to let you guys know, when you first put everything together, it might not close all the way, but just forcefully close it and then open it, and it should work then. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so now we're moving on to the trunk, the power trunk. So what I'm gonna do is this plastic panel up here has to come off, tail lights have to come off, this cover here has to come off, there's a cover up here that has to come off, and you gotta just pull back the carpet pieces here. Most people take the rear bumper off, but I'm just gonna try it first to leave it on, see if I can do it and route everything without taking the rear bumper off. All right, guys, so it's just clips and a few panels that you pull off. And then there's a little plastic thing that you unscrew here. And then for this top portion, there's a little tiny piece in here that you pry where you grab the trunk. There's a little plastic piece that pries off there. And then basically this is all clips. It's literally all clips. Just gonna pull on it. They also give you some extra clips if some of them break, which usually, honestly, some of them do break. Then there's that little carpet that we loosened up. We're gonna peel this back, and there's going to be a connector for the light and 2 8mm to take off. Guys, then to take the tail light out, once you have that cable disconnected and the 2 bolts disconnected and the screw on the top here disconnected or taken off, you're gonna wanna pull on the tail light, and I'd recommend pulling it not to the side, not to this side, but more just straight out, because you don't wanna break this plastic clip on one of the other sides. So what I'm gonna do is like pull it something like this. There we go. There we go. Because basically there's this little tip here, and you don't want to break that. All right, guys, so I just wanted to give you a quick update. So basically the struts on the rear, we put these on. You don't have to change any of the brackets. This one just clips on there, wire towards the bottom. Gonna route the wire towards the bottom. Ended up taking off the bumper, and then basically what we're gonna do is it comes with this little watertight grommet here, and this one we had to make it a tiny bit bigger, but there's one actually on the passenger side right here, get some light, that we didn't have to make any bigger. All right, guys, so next up, working on this latch here. So basically there's a mechanism with a new latch, and this has to be put on. So it's basically going to be put on just like this. So we just have to unscrew these two, and then that goes on, and then I'm gonna, I think, keep the latch system like back there, and then this will connect to that main control box. There's also a wire that you have to fish through here, the main wire that goes up here. So we're just trying to figure out how to do that as well right now. That's probably gonna be pretty difficult. The one that has to be fished through is this one right here. This is the one that has to be fished through. The other end that stays at the bottom looks like this. All right, guys, so we just finished routing the wire up up here. We fished this up. It was kind of a pain, but I'd recommend using like some lubricant and stuff like that. But we eventually got it up, and here it is, right here. It's all the way up. So what I'm gonna do now is I have this harness. This is kind of a mess, but I've got this harness here. This one is all for up here. So the white one here is gonna plug into the latch. Let's see, so this one goes into here. And then this one goes back into the original spot. Okay, so that's basically tapping into the latch button and the latch itself. And then, let's see what we have here. Here's another tap. I'm pretty sure, yep, okay. So this one, so that, we just tapped into the latch. This one that we're tapping into, this is the latch button. That one's with the yellow one. So here's the original latch button plug. This is gonna plug into here. Okay, there we go. That one's good. And then the other end is gonna plug right into the original latch. You guys can't see this, but it's just going right into the original latch.
Pretty nice.
Alright guys, so this is where I'm at right now. We need to get an extra bit of power, so I took the rear seat out, and I actually get extra power here already for my heated steering wheel. This is a 12-volt source, so we're basically going to be using this and routing that extra power to the back, and that's going to be with this right here. So this one right here with the fuse is going to go right to there, and then this will go all the way to the back and plug in to the box. Alright guys, just wanted to show you the finalized product. So let's go ahead and open our app here, and if you see, we can open our frunk from the app, and we can either close it from that button, there's 2 power struts, or we can close it from the app. Let's see, there we go. For the trunk, I already opened it, but you can close it from here or from the app. 2 power struts, and then click close, and boom. And then the front beeps when it closes, and then so is the rear. Hard to hear, but the rear does close. But anyways guys, she's all set. Absolutely amazing. Would highly recommend this. If you guys are interested, drop a link down below. Thank you again for sending this to me, guys. I really do appreciate it. But anyways, peace out, ladies and gentlemen.